Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Wednesday evening. Yes, Wednesday evening. Um, Firstly, you've probably seen the video that I've recently put up. So, Tolson Cole, Manip Gill, Jodie Whittaker, and Bradley Walsh, and some other guy were enjoying a dinner together. And of course, there's a YouTuber out there, let's just say, that's had a problem with me. We all know who it is. I'm not going to mention the person's name, but the title of the video was, well, the haters are wrong. Well, if you're going to make assumptions, all I seen was four people have dinner together. So if you want to jump to conclusions and say because they had dinner together that Jodie Whittaker's still the doctor, well, that is your right to do that. But don't be coming after people and saying because people don't follow your beliefs that they're haters. All I seen in that video, and I'm going to be objective about this, is four people enjoying a meal, having a few drinks, and playing Trivia Pursuit means absolutely nothing. They've worked together anyway. It wouldn't be unusual for anybody to go out and have dinner and a meal together. So if you want to jump to conclusions and say that because of that video, Jodie's still the doctor, that's your right, but don't be going after other YouTubers. Also, I finally got my hands on the book. So I got the book today. Haven't read it yet, but I love the smell of new books. Me and Cheryl kind of had a bit of not an argument, I say, a bit of a disagreement because I was saying you can't be books, and of course she uses a Kindle to read her books, so of course you know yourself. So she's saying it can hold more books, but that's not the point. I'd rather have it physical in my hand. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was just reading the chapter heads. By the chapter heads, it looks like there's going to be a few chapters. I think it's intertwined. I think there's going to be a lot of Doctor Who actually in this book, and I can't wait to read it. I haven't wanted the book so much. I mean, I was so disappointed when they didn't have it in, but I said, feck it, going in today, and I got it. So, yeah, can't wait. So we'll leave it there for now.
Because he wishes it was a scratch instead.
Now, so yeah, so what else is there? Where else was there? There was something else I wanted to bring up. We did the Tolson Cole thing.
Mm-hmm. You were going to have me talk about it, but
yeah, actually, yeah, I will bring Cheryl on now in a few minutes because Cheryl has information. But what I did was right after seeing the video, and it's actually funny because when someone came to tell me about the video, and I was told by two people, and yeah, I think it was geek named Joel who told me, I think, about the first time. But then I got someone messaged me on my YouTube video. But it was the way it was put across as if to say, ha ha ha, you are wrong sort of thing when they were saying. And I said, it's just people having dinner. And that's all it is. It's just people having dinner. If you want to make assumptions and actually say and tell your subscribers that Jodie Whittaker is still the doctor because she went down and had dinner with Manip Gill, Bradley Walsh, and Tolson Cole, had a few drinks, and it didn't even look like a rap party either because they weren't wearing any Doctor Who. It seemed to be a very small gathering as well. So, I mean, it's just people having a meal. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'll put the video up because apparently, according to other people, I don't do the news properly or fairly. So I'll put the video up. I actually recorded it because Cheryl is actually on Instagram. She actually follows Do you follow them all?
Not Mandy, just Tosin. And
right, she follows Tolson Cole and she follows Bradley Walsh, right? So there's nothing, I mean, what I did then was to actually explain to people. So what I did was is after I had recorded that video, I got Cheryl to do a little bit of investigating. So basically, I've gotten Cheryl to kind of go back through their Instagrams and see if there's any other interesting posts or anything of relevance that we could talk about tonight. So I suppose we might as well get Cheryl over and Cheryl will just explain a few things and what she thinks as well. I mean, to me, again, I'm going to be objective about it. Just looks to me people having a meal. But if you want to make a bigger deal out of it and say it's something that it doesn't look like it is, that's fine. But go ahead, Cheryl. What was...
Well, I was basically just gonna say, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Let them know in the comments if you can't. That it's basically the same thing Noel said, that when you look at the picture, it's 3 people, 4 people. I don't know who the other guy is playing the piano for a bit. 3 people for the most part having drinks and dinner and enjoying themselves. So there's no way to indicate when it is. Granted, it could have been taken a long time ago. I would like to think that since Mandeep and both Tosin posted it, about 12 hours, I think, before she did, that it might have been recent. That being said, it doesn't really mean anything. Maybe they all got together when Bradley Walsh came back from Portugal. I was telling Noel it would remind me of, where I used to teach. I obviously was close to a lot of teachers. And to me, it'd be the same thing as that if I went back to the States and got together with all of them and someone took a picture, that it could start a rumor that like, oh, she's coming back to teach, she's coming back to education, she's moving back to America or whatever. And it's just such a massive leap in logic to go from this is what you see in a picture to deciding that clearly Jodie Whittaker is still there and everything is, unicorns, rainbows, and glitter and whatnot. It's a very basic thing of people having, dinner. There's nothing on Bradley Walsh's Instagram since August 24th, and that was him in the back driving possibly to work. It doesn't say. Could have been. And then the time before that was with a mate. So Tosin, his last post was a while ago too.
About Peaky Blinders, wasn't it?
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
And then I think that was on Twitter though.
Yeah.
The thing he had done, the only kind of you can make a leap thing was that he took a picture of Lion's Head in South Africa, which is where they were supposed to be filming. So what does that mean? Well, we've already known from the BBC that they were going to be filming in South Africa.
Yeah, they filmed in South Africa very early.
Yeah, and I mean, it wouldn't make, and that wasn't like a really long ago thing. So, I mean, it wouldn't make, it's not ridiculous to think that he would post that picture. So the bottom line is just, if you look at it, I don't think either party, whether you're for or against her leaving, the Jodie Whittaker.
You can't make the leap.
You cannot make a leap of what happened. It's literally just people having dinner and drinks.
Exactly.
No big deal.
Now, I will for a second do what that other YouTuber has done and make assumptions and speculate for a minute. Right? I've watched the video and I've watched the video several times. Now, Bradley Walsh starts singing, and he's great. I've heard Bradley Walsh singing, and I think everybody from the UK knows that Bradley Walsh does variety, used to do variety as well. So he sings and he performs, right? So we know that about Bradley Walsh. So he's having a good old time. But to me, looking at it and looking at Jodie Whittaker, right, especially, right? If I was going to start making assumptions like that guy, well, then I would say this, that she didn't look, I'm not saying she didn't look comfortable, but it looked a little bit forced to me. If I'm going to make assumptions like that, right? Just looking at it, it looked a bit forced to me. Another thing as well, very interesting. This video could have been done a long time ago, right? And it's only put up now as another way of saying everything's fine. You know, nothing happened in Cardiff. Look at them; they're all out having a meal together. They're all looking great, right? Could be that as well. But I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to make assumptions. All I can see is four people and a fifth person who Tolton Cole acknowledges, right? Having a meal, having a laugh, having a few drinks. Okay? Now, if you're making the assumption from that because of that video, Jodie Whittaker is still the doctor, well then in the way you've responded to me and got people to respond to me in videos, you have said that I've been dishonest with my subscribers. Well then I will say the same thing to you. You are being dishonest to your subscribers because you cannot make assumptions like that. Okay? You cannot say that Jodie Whittaker is still the doctor because they all went out and had a meal together. They've been working together for 2 years, right? So it's logical to think that they've went out and had a meal together, and it's probably not the first time that they've went out to have a meal together either. So I mean, you know what I mean? Just as I said anyway, we just wait until official announcements are made anyway. Do you know what I mean? I thought at the end of the day, if you want to make those kind of assumptions, then you are being dishonest to your subscribers. And then to head your videos that the haters are all wrong, and then you're basically trying to incite others that subscribe to you to come after people like me who don't fit in with your beliefs, right? That's where I have a problem. Don't be coming after people. If you want to report the news, right, you report the news. Don't be dragging me or other YouTubers into your little messy little game, all right? I don't know what you're up to, but just leave me out of it, right? I've reported it now, right? Put the video up, right? I've responded to it now. All right. I've told you what I think it is. It's people having a meal. If you want to say that Jodie Whittaker's the doctor, you're being dishonest, in my opinion, because you cannot make that assumption or that actual. You can't come to that conclusion watching that. You're not a detective for starters. Okay. Second of all, you don't work for the BBC, so you don't know exactly what happened there either. So I'm done with that anyway. But the video is up, so if anybody hasn't seen the video after this live stream, obviously go and watch it and tell me what you think in the comments yourselves, because I'd be very interested to hear. And I know some of you have already commented on the video. If you haven't seen it, do comment on the video after this live stream, obviously, and let me know what you guys think. Right, I'll do the old shout outs. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So as you know yourselves, you get to know fellow YouTubers out there. You get to interact with fellow YouTubers. You get to talk to them. You get to know them, and then someone then comes out and then slanders that person. Now, at the moment, and I'm going to say this because I think it's important. There's been an article written apparently about Doomcock. Now, Doomcock has responded to that article in a brief statement. Now, he's going to be making a bigger statement. He's going to be making a video basically to reply to these allegations. They're calling him a white nationalist. They're calling him a racist. They're calling him a bigot. And I just want to say, from the personal interactions that I've had with Doomcock, I have to say I find this very hard to believe. I've watched these videos, and if they're basing their assumptions on these videos, if anybody has watched these videos, you will see what he's fighting for. He's fighting for pop culture, okay? There's not a racist bone in that guy's body. And I've had personal interactions with him. So I just want to say, I'll watch out for his video tomorrow. Please watch out for his video tomorrow. Watch it, and then please support him by sharing the video, okay? Because it's absolutely ridiculous how low these people are stooping to try and discredit a popular YouTuber like him. It's absolutely ridiculous, the dirty tactics that these people use. And I've had these tactics used against me as well. I've been slandered on Twitter as well. But here's the thing, these people don't realise, right? We aren't going anywhere. So you can try with all your might, because at the end of the day, all of this madness is going to end at some time. And then you are going to become irrelevant. All right. So at the end of the day, we're playing the long game. We've been playing it a long, long time. And people like Doomcock have been playing it a long, long, long time. And they will not stop. All right. So, I mean, you need to stop. I mean, these tactics are clearly, it's disgusting. It actually is. It's disgusting how low they'll go. And Gary had his own problems as well from neurotics a few months back as well. I mean, it's all these underhanded tactics I don't like. They're not fighting fair. And you know what? I don't mind a good fight. Nobody minds a good fight if it's fair. Yeah? But when you start resorting to underhanded tactics, that's when you lose my respect. So I just want to say that this channel supports him, because I've spoken to this guy personally, right? And I can tell you now from dealing with him, it's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what's happening to him, right? It's absolutely disgusting what happened to Gary's wife as well, when people were trolling on a business that she works for, right? Absolutely disgusting what they're doing. It's ridiculous. And they get away with it. That's the thing. They get away with it. And then YouTubers like Doomcock and Gary get punished. It's ridiculous. Right, let's see who's in the comments tonight. We've got Unknown289. Welcome. Lindsay, Charlotte, the Doctor, aka Amy. Welcome. Let me see. Now, see, I don't want this chat to, because you know me. We've got Yvette. We've got Gary here as well. Welcome. We got me wife. Hello, wife. Mrs. Not My Doctor Who. Welcome, and I hope yous are both better. And Neil is here as well. I hope yous are doing well. Missed yous over the last couple of days. Wasn't the same without yous. Not My Doctor Who, obviously. I said Unknown289, didn't I? I shouldn't be happy because Manchester United scraped past the lower division bleeding team. I tell you, tomorrow's talk with Daniel is going to be interesting when we do the football one. I tell you, I'm going to let rip. So if you're a football fan, watch out for that. Who else have we got? We have Cheryl's shared the link. What did you share? What's the link on?
Oh, that's with, remember Christopher Eccleston saying if he wound up getting Alzheimer's, he'd kill himself?
Oh, yeah.
But it's from the Daily Mail.
Right. Michelle is here as well. Yeah, I'm getting there, babe. I'm getting there. We've got Renee. Don't worry, I'll get to you. Stephen Cassidy. Yeah, John Coogan is here as well. Dane is here. Marty is here. Super John. Welcome. Tardis is here. Stephen McGarry is here. Welcome. Bad Wolf 66. Nice to have you along. Let me see. Who else have we got? I think that's everybody. Yep. Is it? Oh, Milan reviews. Milan reviews. Welcome, 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 welcome. Right. What's wrong? You let me know what's wrong?
Me?
YouTube error.
No, that's there. It's about. I'll tell you.
Okay. Right. So yeah, I got Christopher Eccleston's book, as you can see behind me. For anybody that's just joined, can't wait to read it. As I said, looking forward to reading it. So, there should be. So I'll tell you. I reckon this is going to be probably the most revealing book that I've read, and I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to get inside the brain of the Ninth Doctor. Yeah. Um. What else? What else? What else? Um. I just want to check something first. I'm a bit worried about someone. Oh yeah, Daniel's off at the Celtic match. For anybody, well, everybody will know. But if there's any new people joined, Daniel's a huge Celtic fan, and
Stephen McGarry apologized for not coming on. His dad had a heart attack.
oh shit! Hold on, let me see. What did he text that in the live?
It's in the stream, yeah.
Wow.
He said he was sorry he didn't come on. His dad took a heart attack, so he's not been on. He's listening now.
Stephen, listen, you don't need to apologize. Jesus, family comes first. I hope your father is on the mend. Listen, as I said, family is first. Family always comes first. So I understand you don't need to be apologizing for anything. We send their prayers and and all that blessings and stuff. I'm not real religious, so forgive me, but you know, I'll have your father in mind. That's what I mean to say. But family is important. Yeah, I just want to check on someone real quick though, because I don't see them in the live chat. Blue Bonnet Hoovian has just joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Bad, oh yeah, Bad Wolf 66. Thanks so much. Now means so much, as I love your channel. No problem, mate. Seriously, no mess. Family always comes first. Sure, Cheryl was sick a while back. Obviously nothing as serious as that, but like, you know, I didn't go live, looked after her, so you know, I understand. Do 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 do. Sorry, I just always like to make sure if I don't see anybody in the live chat, I like to always like text them and make sure that they're all right. You know, I like that sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, Daniel, me and Daniel will be having a chat about football tomorrow or soccer for any of our American friends. So if you are into listening to blokes talk about it, then you can subscribe. I'll let you know later on. I'll probably launch the channel on Twitter. So yeah. What else have we got? Right, let's read out some of your comments before I get some of yous on. Let me see. Yvette ordered the book as well. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but you know, and I mean, look, I have to say now, and I will say this: you normally buy a book, right, especially a new book, and it can be expensive. I have to say now, if you were to buy this in the UK, it's 14.99, so literally £15 in UK money. get you that book. It was 15.99 here in Euro. So it was actually one. I actually thought it was going to be dearer than that. So it's not. And I actually like it because if you buy the book right, it's got that mad field cover on it, right? But then you press over these letters and they're raised a bit, and it's got shiny stuff. I don't know if you can see it properly. See it? It's got the shiny. I like that, and I just love that. There's no look. I'm not going to say that people that don't read books are and read them off Kindles or not, but I just prefer to have the real book myself. You know.
What if you had like 18 Doctor Who books, they'd all be the same thing, you could take them with you
doesn't
everywhere.
matter.
So you could read it on the list.
Yeah, but see, to me, right, I'm going to explain what it is to me. I like feeling the paper. I like smelling a book. When you can smell a book when you read it. I don't know what it is. I know it's mad to explain, but I just prefer books. I just think it, even though it's on a Kindle and not, it takes something away from the experience, I think. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry if you think I'm being mad or stuff, but it's just hard to explain. I prefer a book in my hand. Got mine free. Ah, oh, Jesus, Yvette, don't be bragging now. Don't be bleeding bragging. Well, private message Cheryl there and let her know where you got it free, so she can get it. So she can read it, so she won't have to take my physical copy now.
I could literally read that tonight before you come to bed.
No, you're not reading. I want to read it first. See that now? Go out and buy a book. She wants me to read book first. I hate people like that. They won't let you read your own book first.
But I read much faster.
I don't care if you read much faster. I like to just take me time reading so I can digest a whole lot of the information. We got Charlotte here as well. I don't know if I mentioned your name earlier, but welcome. Badwolf66 says physical media is great. I agree. I get you now. That type of paper smells really nice, says Milan Reviews. You're just genuine, Noel, says Stephen Cassidy. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not. Look, I'm not saying that anybody that has a Kindle is doing damage to books or anything like that. I'm not one of them. I just like to have the feel of the book. I'm just one of them. I'd rather have the book. I'm old fashioned like that. I just like to have the book. I'm not frowning upon anybody that has 500 books on a Kindle or whatever. Right? That's what you want to do to read. That's fine. You're still reading. I just prefer the physical book. And I don't know. I just think there's a different experience. I just think it's. I don't know. I just think there's a better experience or something. I'm probably weird. We've got Paul here as well. Hey, Paul. We're just talking about books right now. The Tardis song live book fondle. Oh, I know. Sounds a bit weird. The True Hoovy and hi. How are you? Book show off your intellect and all. And I wouldn't quite say that now. You know, people can pretend that they have all these books in the background and all. They probably haven't picked up one of them. I actually do read. I used to read a lot, but I've gotten very lazy when it came to reading in the last few years. So if this book might be the book that'll kickstart me reading books again, you know, because I used to read a lot. I love reading. Keeps your mind preoccupied. Right, who have we got? Today. In that order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why you're asking me. You're in charge of the name.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Yeah, I've got Neil as well. So I'm gonna put Neil for I don't care. I don't care. Do 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 do. Don't care anymore. Do 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 do. Don't care anymore. Right. Do, do. So basically, you can talk about whatever you really want to talk about. If you just want to make any comments towards the, if you just want to make any comments about the Tolson Cole video and what's being said by fans out there, then fine. If you just want to talk about something completely different, that's also fine. So yeah, we'll get our first caller on.
Hello, Noel.
How are you?
I've been better.
Yeah, you getting all?
Well,
I hope you've been taking your medicine now.
To be honest, I think it's just been rest that I needed. That's why I completely missed the stream on Monday night because I was just knackered and went to bed.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. There's something going around, all right.
There certainly seems to be something that's crossing oceans as well, mate.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be getting it. No, it's. My voice was starting to come back on the Monday, but I still felt crap, and it's still got a little bit of a rasp to it. But and I might start coughing a little bit. But I've got plenty of liquids here to keep my voice going.
Good. So, what is it you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I'm a bit behind because I haven't been looking, and I noticed obviously about this little video. And I've got to say that's just nonsense, isn't it? People who think that's proof that Jodie is still the Doctor, that's just clutching at straws, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got that could have been filmed when they were announced as the cast. That could have been. It could even be a little goodbye get together that they're having now because of the fact that they're all moving on and it's their last little meal together.
Yeah.
So, and that's more likely if you ask me. I don't think there's there's nothing in that, but that sort of gives you the idea that is them carrying on and moving on and filming more Doctor Who. Absolutely nothing.
I just want to say just a quick good night to Stephen McGarry, who has to go. Listen, as I said, I hope your father gets well soon, and we understand that you have to pop off. As I said, family comes first, so we'll be all thinking of you tonight. So thank you for coming on. I'll talk to you soon, mate. Sorry about that, Neil.
No, that's fine. No, I saw the messages earlier on. I sent him all our best. Because you're right. Your family comes first.
Exactly.
So it's at the end of I'd never be disrespectful to your videos, Noel. But at the end of the day, it is just a chat on the internet, isn't it? So
exactly.
Something as important as that comes before anything.
Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah. So I mean, I know. Obviously, I know. Probably who you're talking about that's sort of aiming it at you on this thing and all that sort of stuff. It's nonsense, isn't it? It's absolute nonsense.
Well, to be making assumptions like that when there's clearly no evidence to support it, it's just mind-boggling. But to go after to call people haters that don't have the same beliefs as you do, because that's basically what it is. I mean, there's not, as you said yourself, and I agree. I think this could have been filmed even when they went to South Africa. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, nobody knows when this was filmed. And someone actually said in the comments, which I think was a great point, actually, Neil. Where was I? think it was from Gary. I think he said something about the PR spin, Tolton Cole. They probably twisted his
Oh, I
arm
saw that
because of,
comment as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've probably.
And Gary's exactly right, isn't it? Because I mean, that he could have been told to do something like that to sort of cover over what he's done before, like the little one about Jodie and her lines, and to just sort of give off that illusion that everything's all happy and doing well.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem to be, even the timing is a bit odd. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a bit unusual. I just, yeah, to be making assumptions like that, I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, it was something I thought about when you were talking earlier about who was it you said that had been called a racist, the white supremacist or whatever it was earlier on.
Yeah, Doomcock.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean, that again, it all comes back to that's all they've got to throw at you.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody on our side of it actually comes up with a good argument or a good reason for not liking something, the only thing they have to throw back at you is the racist, misogynist, sexist nonsense, because they haven't got another argument, because they don't have any points. They don't know enough about the show to come back with something that makes sense.
Yeah, but here's the thing, as you know yourself, Neil, social media though, you know, when people start making these sort of allegations and throwing this mud out, see, on social media it sticks, and especially if you're involved in a channel like his that kind of is trying to defend pop culture, basically, is now being attacked by these sickos because, you know, he's actually getting somewhere. I mean, his channel just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They don't want to see that happen, so they're trying to take him down. But the problem is people used to be like, it's grand, I don't believe, you know what I mean? They dismissed it. But now, because it's on social media now, it kind of sticks. Do you know what I mean? And even if you are innocent, people are always out there going to think, well, is he? Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem I have. These people can come out and slander someone, and it sticks on us, and they can just walk away free.
But you said it earlier, and we've talked about this before on here and off air. They won't be around forever. They won't be around as long as the rest of us, the ones that are really like the show and are watching the show all the time. They're just here for this. Well, I always called it an experiment. That's all they're here for. And they will, as soon as she's moved on, as soon as Jodie Whittaker's moved on, they will go. They'll move on to the next target. They won't care about anybody who still likes the show anymore. They'll literally just, I mean, it sounds horrible, but I reckon you'll lose some of your subscribers as soon as Jodie Whittaker moves on, because some of them are going to be the ones just watching to see what you say.
I know. I already know that. I mean, I'm not stupid. I know these guys complain about me and all, but some of them are actually, you know, they watch me videos because, you know, when they attack me, they're able to say exactly what I say in my videos. So of course they're watching. They're watching them from start to the end. I just wish that they'd actually, if you're gonna watch the video, right, and you don't like what I say, I wish you would actually just keep pressing the dislike button, because you actually help. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna hate watch, at least press the dislike button. You see, I don't really care. All this likes, dislikes, it all helps the channel.
We know they're there watching you because, and this is what you should be proud of, because you you're attracting them. You're attracting these people who want to watch what you're doing, and the ones that do put a dislike on it, you've done something to make them sort of get angry or do something. So that, to me, is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't look at the end of the day. I don't really care what they think anymore. I mean, at the way it's gonna go down is the way it's gonna go down, and then whoever's on the right side or the wrong side, it doesn't matter because shit is gonna hit the fan either way. So I'll either be dealing with a angry revolt. Well, I'm gonna deal with an angry revolt either way because if the source hasn't come up trumps with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall going, of course I'm gonna get a backlash. And then when they do go, right, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna get either way. I'm screwed. There's gonna be a backlash for me either way. So I'm
The thing
not.
is, Noel,
So
from the ones that are in your group, and I'm sure most of the ones in the comments now would say the same thing. From the ones who follow your group, I mean, I can see now you've gone up again, 544 subscribers at the minute. The
wow.
ones who are following you, even, and I don't believe this will happen for a minute because I believe what you've been told, but even if it turned out that everything you have said was wrong, every one of the people here that talk to you regularly, all of your regular subscribers, all of your regular viewers, they are still going to watch your videos because it's not, you have said from the word go that this is information you're getting. It's not information it's not you that's sort of coming out with this information. It's information that you've been told. Now, there'd be no shame if there was something, like I said, I don't believe there will be, but there'd be no shame in information that was wrong that you've been told by somebody else.
Mm. I know.
So
I just feel like even though I agree with you with everything you say, and people are saying it in the comment section as well. The only thing is that the source has been right on things, and now I feel like I have to deliver this news now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not making myself, but I feel bad if it turns out that it's not true. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying here for 1 second that it isn't. I'm just saying, as you've said yourself, it can turn like that. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. Majority of the information you get has either been substantiated by other people later on, or obviously, as we've seen with things like the Jadoon stuff and things like that, it's been confirmed by the BBC. So we know that the things like the stuff in Cardiff, we know that was never going to get confirmed by the BBC because they're not in the BBC are never in the habit of admitting their mistakes.
Of course they're not. No,
they've never done it yet, so they're never going to start doing it now.
Exactly. No, I agree.
So we know the sort of information that you're going to get is going to be in some people's minds take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter because it's what, from my point of view, and whether everybody else agrees with me again, I don't know. But from my point of view, all the information you've been given, or the majority of it, is what I hope for anyway. And I think it's what a lot of us hope for. And I can't see would be anything other than what you've been told. Because there's no way the BBC are going to let that. They'll have to let it go for a couple of seasons, like we've had season 11. They've already filmed season 12. They've had to do that purely because they're stuck and they've got no way out of it.
Yeah.
But there's no way they can do this. I mean, I spoke to somebody on the official Doctor Who Facebook page the one day who works at conventions. And they said that the merchandising at all the conventions, all the previous Doctor stuff still sells equally as well as it used to. Whittaker stuff is not selling. I've seen it myself. We've got. Have you seen that there's the range of toys and things they've done exclusively for B&M stores?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a B&M just up the road from us, and I've been in there just a couple of days ago. Well, I went in there last week. They'd had a whole new batch of some of the toys in. Unfortunately, I got some Jodie Whittaker dolls as well, but there was a whole batch of some of the sets of the figures and sonic screwdrivers and different things. I went in there 2 days ago. They virtually sold out of everything except the Jodie Whittaker dolls. So they can't be making any money off her merchandise.
They can't be, because I mean, the fandom, whether this is going to sound a bit bad, but I'm going to be honest. The majority of the Doctor Who fandom at one stage was mostly little boys and men. You know, it got changed under RTD, and it became more of a, became more inclusive to involve the girls, right, and the mothers, and that was fine. But the thing about it is, if you're just going to aim your merchandise at that demographic, which they seem to have done with all this merchandise, then it's not going to sell. Of course, it's not going to sell, because there's not enough girls or mothers that they might watch the show, but they probably don't even like Jodie Whittaker. Do you know what I mean? And they wouldn't want a Doctor Who Jodie Whittaker doll. Do you know what I mean? It's just they'd probably rather a Barbie bleeding doll or something else, or they're probably not into dolls. It was just, I don't get it. I just don't get it from a merchandise point of view. Even getting a woman to play the Doctor was a bad idea. I'm sorry, but it's a bad idea.
I can't believe that they haven't realised that, which is what makes the information that you get so believable. Because I really don't see how the BBC can think that was a good idea. There's no way that they are thinking that, but they have to cover themselves. They have to make them look like the inclusive organisation that they are, and all this sort of stuff. So they can't say it was a mistake. They're never going to say it was a mistake. We know that.
I mean, but even our sonic screwdriver, though,
speaks for itself.
Someone said, and Paul said it in the comments, there's the screwdriver, that's Jodie Whittaker's sonic screwdriver, I can't even say screwdriver, looks like let's just say,
we all know what it looks like.
Yeah, right. So I mean seriously though, right, all joking aside, if you went to an adult store and that was in the adult store, you wouldn't think it was a sonic screwdriver. You would actually think it was one of those toys. And just in case any younger viewers are watching, I'm not going to say it. And I'm going to try and behave myself tonight with no cursing.
Yeah, we know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but I'm being honest, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that was another thing that amazed me because the picture started leaking of things, obviously, before Jodie had even done 5 minutes on screen. And when we saw those leaked pictures of the sonic screwdriver, I just sat back, and I think I remember saying to Liz, how can they think that making a sonic screwdriver in that shape, regardless of whether it's supposed to look like that or not, somebody in the production crew has got to have looked at that and said, we've got the first female Doctor and we've got a phallic-shaped sonic screwdriver.
I think that was it was deliberate, though.
Like when they did Little Mermaid penis.
I'm being honest. I actually think all that was deliberate. Even the sign in the Doctor Who logo itself, I think it was all done deliberately. I really do. I think it was all done deliberately. All these little changes done deliberately. All the things that Chibnall could get away with, basically, without actually, Because let's be honest, I'm being honest, I think he's wanted to ship Jodie Whittaker's Doctor from day one, and he hasn't been allowed to, and he's just putting all these little things, because I'm telling you, you're right, how did anybody in the production team not say, hang on a minute now, that looks a bit ropey there.
This looks like some sort of pocket rocket. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think I'm being honest, and people will say, I think you're a bit crazy there. Disney have been doing it for years. So if you think BBC isn't capable, or a producer of a show isn't capable of putting symbolism within a show, you are mistaken. It happens everywhere. Even Moffat was good at his symbolism in Doctor Who, and there's plenty of symbolism in Doctor Who, believe it or not. If you go back and look at the symbolism, there's actually videos done on it. You can look at all the symbolism that there is in Doctor Who.
Yeah. It is. I mean, well,
go ahead. Go on.
You're right that some of it seems like it is forced. I mean, just look at that stupid little trailer with the breaking the glass ceiling thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it does seem like they are trying to shove it down your throats. Now, that to me, that's not the way to do inclusivity of any kind.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it should be, as you've just said, when Russell T Davies brought it back, he knew that Doctor Who needed updating. It needed bringing into the 21st century, because a lot of the ideas that it had were a little bit old-fashioned. So it did need updating, and I think he did it right. He did do it right when he brought it back. It wasn't sort of rammed down your throat or anything like that. It was just, this is modern day. This is the sort of things it's got to have included in it. I mean, you'd have never had a bisexual character in the old Doctor Who. We know that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, although, fair enough, I mean, John Barrowman is very, very flamboyant character in real life. But I think he actually toned it down a bit for Captain Jack. When he first started the role, there was a few times that he seemed a little bit flamboyant, but after that he went to sort of just like it's normal, it's every day.
Yeah, but the thing about Captain Jack was, though, Captain Jack wasn't reminding us every 2 minutes that he was into men or he was into women or whatever.
No.
Right? This was the problem. You know what I mean? That's why everybody likes Captain Jack. Captain Jack's character didn't preach. Right? We knew straight away what his preferences were very quickly, but then it wasn't like every scene as well, or every 2 scenes then they'd make it, you know, there was an interaction there to reinforce it. There was just, we knew exactly what his character was and the character development that he got, and he just went with it. They didn't just try force it, you know what I mean? This is what's happening now with modern Chibnall's Who.
And can you imagine, I can't even imagine what you could have used as the opposite of breaking the glass ceiling. But can you imagine if they'd done a trailer that was that one-sided of a male thing?
Yeah.
For any of the previous Doctors. Something that basically was the complete opposite of what she did in that trailer. I don't think Doctor Who would have ever survived that.
Well, you see the hypocrisy all the time, though, because some women out there, especially celebrities, you'll see them, they'll oogle over Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill, you know, when they take their tops off and show their muscles, and then these women will oogle over it, right? But if we do the same thing to women, right, we're called perverts. Why is it all right for women to do it, but it's not all right for men to do it? See, it's a bit of a double standard there as well. And I tell you,
in the world of TV and movie, yeah, you're right. It's okay for a woman to ogle a man, but it's not okay for a man to ogle a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of real life, my missus knows I'll look at a woman with a short skirt on walking down the street quite happily, but it's only, I tell her straight, it's window shopping. I'm not buying.
That's it. That's it. You're looking at the menu, but you're not ordering from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what we're going to be called now, don't you?
I know damn well what I'm going to be called.
Yeah, a bunch of bleeding sexist dinosaurs.
She just pointed out in the background that I actually tell her, if I see a woman in a short skirt and I think that's a nice pair of legs, I nudge her and I go, bloody hell, look at the legs on that walking down there. So she knows that it's only harmless fun.
Of course it is. I mean, look. Me and Cheryl have had this topic of conversation. Hold on, because I want to finish this and then I'll let you answer back. But me and Cheryl have had this conversation, right? And Cheryl has made the point, right? When women get dressed up, right? Some women get dressed up and they get dressed up in certain...
I think you should probably not share my thoughts on that.
No?
I share it myself if I was going to share. Because I don't trust the way you're going to put it out there.
Right. So basically, what happens is that when women get dressed up, right?
No.
Right, Sharon's going to explain it because I don't...
because you're going to get me, like, death threats or whatever. So here's my theory on this, is that as a woman... There are certain times I choose certain clothes because I want people to be like, "Oh yeah, work it. That's amazing."
You want male attention.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, or I want girls to be jealous too and just be like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm working it."
That's what I meant to say.
But if I wear it, Now, that being said, that doesn't give men the right to give me unwanted attention. Like if they say something and I'm like, yeah, fuck off.
Absolutely not.
And they keep going. And it doesn't give a right for a man to touch me. So by no means, I want to be perfectly clear on this. I am not saying whatever a woman wears allows men to do stuff to her. No. But it's the same thing with guys that wear like tight shirts when they have muscles and stuff like that, because they want women to see that and be like, hey, how you doing? So I don't think that whole window shopping. Did you really just kiss your bike? Are you gonna point to the beach next?
You're kissing the guns.
Yeah, usually the beach is that way. That it's necessarily a problem. I mean, obviously you dress a certain way and you're gonna get attention.
And with that's Cheryl's explanation, and I couldn't have put it better.
No, you couldn't have even put that well.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, just to finish on, because I know your time's run out.
No problem.
But if just an example of that here,
right, well,
is our bin men, the guys who come and collect the rubbish.
Yeah.
If I went out and asked them to take an extra bag of rubbish, I'd end up with an argument, or I'd say, no, we can only take what's in the bin, or things like that.
Right.
If we've got an extra bag of rubbish, my missus goes out there with a low cut top on, they'll take anything.
And we know who's sleeping on the sofa tonight. And with that, we will let you go. Thanks for coming on, mate. Great call. Man.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon. Okay. You get well. You look after yourself, right?
I'm amazed I managed to keep the voice going through that. But
good man. Now you go and take our lens slip, right? And you're sleeping on. You do know you're sleeping on the sofa tonight.
I know.
Yeah. Well done. Right, go on. I'll talk to you later, mate.
Okay, man.
Talk to you soon.
See you later.
Bye. Oh, that is brilliant. And that was Neil, everybody. Yeah. Funny. We know who's sleeping on the sofa tonight, don't we? Someone's getting in trouble. Right, 25 people watching right now. 19 likes. Let's make it 25. Yeah, that'd be a basketball score, wouldn't it?
No, basketball scores are way higher.
Yeah, but like 26-20.
No, basketball scores would be like 88 to 73.
All right, yeah, but we say this is the fourth quarter. How many quarters is in basketball? 4. All right. Yeah, but hang on, you have 4 quarters and you stand around for about 2.5 hours, don't you? It's like every game in America that I've noticed, right? I've watched American football, right? The game itself is only about, 70 minutes long, maybe. But with all the ads and all the stoppages and all, it goes on for about 5.5 bleeding hours, man. Don't know, man. It's just American sports is mad. Seriously. In Ireland, like, air sports, like, we've got hurling. Baiting the hell out of each other with sticks. We've got what's the other thing? Gaelic football, and then we've got the rugby. Yeah. Right. That's who. Let me see. I've got the whole world in my hand. Ted is just doing that starey thing at me. You know that like Would you like to come up, buddy? Come on up to Daddy. Say hello to everybody. They probably want to see a bit of Teddy. Come here. Come on. Come here. You have to come closer.
You want me to pick him up?
Yes, please. Right, we have a little visitor. Oh no, he's ran back into his bed. Yeah. Oh, there's Grumpy Hall.
He's nagging. He's like, I don't want that Cheeto, but I don't want you to take it away.
Right. Hey, you're breaking the stream. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. You're breaking the stream. What are you giving out to me for? Hey, there. Okay. See what you did. You and your Cheetos. Give me Cheetos, please.
He's finally eating his food.
Cheetos. Right, I'm gonna get on my next caller. Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Yeah, can I have them, please?
Oh.
That's what.
No, I'm not. Ted, I'm not.
Weird. Right, next caller. Thank you.
No, how are you?
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. This morning, my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home.
Brilliant. That's a good one. What would you like to talk about tonight?
So, well, I have a few things I want to kind of, a couple things, and then I want to talk about who, and then I want to talk some movies with you. But I want to say that, first of all, that was a really enjoyable video, what you did with Tardis. I listened to that this morning, and it was really, really good.
Thank you. I actually enjoyed doing that.
What?
I said I actually really enjoyed doing that. It was nice to catch up with him. I haven't caught up with him for a while, so it was nice to have a chat. I'll be doing more, so if you're interested in doing one.
Oh my gosh. Well, absolutely. No, that would be fantastic. And also I want to give a shout out to something I found through the Tardis on Facebook page, Dan Hadley's Facebook YouTube channel. I found that through your page, and he puts up a lot of really enjoyable videos as well. So I'm glad that you linked to that on your page.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, and if anybody hasn't actually joined, please do.
And also, I want to kind of, as other people have been doing, I want to give a shout out or support for Doomcock. I love his channel. I think he's a tremendously gifted YouTuber, and I'm sorry he's having to go through this stuff, but yeah, he deserves all the support. And if anybody who's listening now hasn't heard him, he's absolutely one of the best YouTubers out there.
I agree. I love his videos. Absolutely brilliant. And he's an honest guy, you know, and you know, I mean, he really is truthful in his beliefs. And not only that, like, I mean, it's not a bad. I've had personal interactions with him, and I've never came across anything like what these people are even saying. It's actually ridiculous. It's the only way, as it's being said earlier, that these people can go after YouTubers like Doomcock. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Well, and all you can do is kind of what he's going to be doing in his videos, and when they attack you, you can't take it. You've got to, you know, fight back and set the record straight. That's the only thing you can do.
Exactly.
But I also have to tell you that it's on today's stream, it's actually kind of hard to pay attention to you because my eyes keep drifting to your left to Eccleston's eyes boring into my soul on that book cover right behind you. It's like he's staring right at me.
Everybody is actually, someone else said that to me earlier.
It's so intense.
Hold on. There we go. Sorry, Christopher.
No, don't cover him up.
No.
No.
It's just he's so intense.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna be mad. Everybody's gonna be mad at me now, Noel.
There we go. He's back. Yeah, I can actually see it. Oh, that is a scare. Yeah, don't be looking at me like that. What are you looking at me like that for? What did I ever do to you?
It's hypnotic.
Good man yourself. Nice photo.
But one thing I do want to say before I kind of get into what I want to talk about on Doctor Who is that, you know, as far as the Tolson Cole video goes, isn't it ironic that Tosin Cole is the one who's put out the only interesting Doctor Who video since 2017?
I know, yeah. I was actually thinking
Because
that
those
myself.
30 seconds, those 30 seconds are better than 11 episodes that the BBC puts out.
Exactly. Even that 19-second video that he did earlier on, where he was asked if Jodie said her line. They've been the two most exciting videos that we've actually had in this fandom in years. Which is sad.
And yeah. And I agree with you. I think it's like, I was looking, the first time I watched that, I was looking all over for like a timestamp, because my only thought was this was done back in a year ago or whatever. And, it's like, you can't fight against what people are going to choose to believe to support their point, but it's just kind of, sad. But I'm glad you put that video up. That was an interesting video.
Yeah. I put it up because, it was relevant because people were talking about it. So I put it up. But again, it's four people and some other guy all having drinks and having a meal. It doesn't indicate or suggest that Jodie Whittaker is still the Doctor. It's just a meal.
Yeah. So, well, I wanted to talk about a kind of opinion and see if you kind of agree with it. I know that talking about Chibs and this new season is kind of tiring, but I was kind of thinking that, I've been co-running a Doctor Who meetup group, which is basically, meetup is a place where you can go online and get in groups basically about anything from cooking to diving to doing whatever. And we started our Doctor Who group about 8 years ago, and I'm the one who organizes all the screenings, and I show everybody the classic series and stuff. And when we started, most of the people who came to the show had watched it streaming, the new stuff, or since Eccleston and stuff. And when I showed them the classic series, it took them a while to get into it. At first, they were kind of not liking it too much, and I'm a classic series guy through and through, and I would get very protective and defensive and kind of annoyed if people were kind of like joking about the classic series stuff. But I realized, okay, it's just kind of the way people watch television. I learned to kind of not take it so personally. It took me a while, but I got over it. And I started thinking that it seems to me that sometimes I think that someone's idea, I see it in my group all the time, someone's idea of what real Doctor Who is, I think in a large part depends on when you start watching. I started watching with the classic series, so I'm more used to that, the slower pace, the cliffhangers, the longer stories. And it seems like all my co-members of the group who came to with the new stuff, they like the faster pace, the relationships, the hot young doctors and everything. And then they don't have tolerance for anything that's not that, because when they first started watching it, that's kind of what locked into their head is what actual Doctor Who is.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of harder to take up the idea of what, to enjoy all the, the wonders of the classic series. And that kind of was took me a long time to get over that, because I was very protective about classic Who.
Actually, Cheryl would be a good one to answer this question, because Cheryl actually started off with obviously the faster pace Doctor Who. Classic Doctor Who, you've been watching it with me now. Have you found it harder to watch, or?
No, I love it. The stories are deadly.
Yeah.
The only thing that throws me off is the special effects are so bad.
Yeah.
And some of the acting is super cheesy, which makes me just giggle because it kind of reminds me of when I watched Mystery Science Theater 3000. But the stories just suck you in. So, I mean, I can get past the cheesy special effects and even some of the acting stuff because the stories are just so good. And the cliffhangers are deadly. You're just like, whoa, I have to keep watching.
Yeah. See.
I need Cheryl to come over and address my group and set them straight then.
Okay, I'll be on.
Now, some fans are like that, unfortunately. They can't get past the special effects either, some might say, but it's about the storytelling, and the classic era stories are just far superior. And that's just the bottom line, really.
Yeah. And then I think I try to think about kind of what sets me off so much sometimes about when people just have this knee-jerk support for this current season. And see, I actually think it's really weird. I think that we've had Classic Who, we have what they call New Who, which is season 1 to 10, and I actually call what we're in now placeholder Who. I don't actually consider this real Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I just consider what's going on now a placeholder called Doctor Who until the next thing starts. It's actually almost kind of like I love Sarah Jane Adventures, and that was on BBC, the children's channel.
Yeah,
what's going on now really belongs more on CBC, BBC than it does a real, and it seems, I almost feel like now, because, I've been a fan long enough that, we lived through the wilderness years, after the show went off in 1989 until the TV movie. It almost feels now like we're in a new set of wilderness years, but while the show is still on, if you know what I mean. It's like the things that people are looking to are like the classic stories, the videos, and I wonder, I was thinking like, why does it still like make me so angry to think about, because like when you kind of get set off and you're talking about, you get angry about the show and Chibnall and everything, that resonates with me because a lot of times I do feel angry about it. And I was asking myself, well, what is it that actually I'm really getting angry about? And it's not like, back in the day, like when I started that, if I wanted, sometimes I would have to get friends to give me kind of like bootleg VHS before that they started releasing stuff on, you get like the back alley VHS tapes, with some of the stuff. And I remember that they did a great documentary on that. I think it was on the Revenge of the Spider-Man DVD, but, so I know what that was like, but now, just like we have all the DVDs, I get the gorgeous new Blu-ray sets that are coming out, and there's more Big Finish CDs than I could ever listen to or keep up with. So it's not like if I stopped actually watching the show, I would be without new Doctor Who. I mean, it's everywhere you look. But I think when you get angry, I think that resonates with me is because I'm not so much angry that I'll never have good Who to watch. I'm just kind of angry that it feels like the legacy of the show is being tainted. And then I think the reason that I feel kind of possessive of it is because I became a fan when it was a totally niche show, and it was just for the fan. It wasn't like big on the cover of magazines. And so it was where we could find it, or we had to scrabble around to watch shows we'd only ever heard of. And I think that made us back then more possessive of it, that it was our thing. And now, even though it's hit big, it seems like the legacy of the show, I don't think it's what Chips is doing, I don't think is detracting from, what Barry Letts and Terrence Dix and Tom Baker and Davison and all the people in the past accomplished. It doesn't take away from that. It just kind of like, annoys me that it's part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you because, even though the two are clearly different shows, they're different animals, and there is that distinction. I hate when people do actually just call it Doctor Who. It's not. It's New Who and Classic Who. But you see, Chibnall tried the classic bait and switch he did. What he tried to do was clearly he tried to get rid of the established fans and basically replace them with all these other fans. And you know what? I said this even at the time. It's not going to work because you're not going to get enough, you're not going to get enough fans on board to support this. You will need to keep some of those classic fans happy. But he didn't.
Right.
And they're paying the price now.
If you think about, you think back on Russell T Davies, his articles like that he wrote in the Doctor Who magazine in the lead up to the debut of Eccleston, and even before Moffat came on. it was really clear that those two guys, as fans and writers, probably had whole banks of stories in their heads
Yeah.
that they've kind of thought about and nurtured for years before they actually got in a position where they could actually film them. I mean, even Stephen Moffat with Blink, that was a story in one of the annuals.
Yeah.
I think one of the little hardback annuals before he wrote it as the teleplay. And I have to think, there wasn't anything in season 11 which made me feel these are stories which Chibnall's been nurturing for years and only waiting for the opportunity to put on screen. I mean, it seems like, what I'm really most interested in now is finding out why exactly he turned it down years ago when it was first offered to him. Probably because part of him knew that there wasn't anything for him to bring. And I think the biggest thing that really gets me is that, when I was talking about being angry at tainting the legacy of the show, is I think his biggest crime, and only going by season 11, like I said, I don't think it takes away from all the rest, but just the fact that he has made Doctor Who, the television show, he's made it disposable TV.
Yeah.
Where there's no sense of anticipation for the next episode. There's no sense of investment in the stories or the characters. I think after the first episode, that stupid montage of all the guest stars, most of whom maybe as an American, I didn't recognize at all. And I'm going, who cares? Show me the monsters and the villains and stuff that are coming this season to generate a sense of anticipation. It's like, I wanted to go like, Stephen, this isn't like Masterpiece Theater, Chibnall, where, it's a point of pride that all these prestige actors are going to be on the show. I mean, who cares? That's not what Doctor Who fans, like. It's like, give us interesting villains, fleshed out villains. Let me ask you and Cheryl, is there any of the guest star characters or villains, monsters, whatever, that you would be even remotely interested in seeing return? I wouldn't.
No, not for this era. I'm already annoyed that kind of Stephen Fry is going to be part of this because for the British people, Stephen Fry is a bit of an icon. And for him to be tainted with this era, I don't want to see. To be honest, I didn't want to see the Cybermen. I don't want to see the Judoon, even though the Judoon, not really anything. I wouldn't like them to be tainted, but they're going to be tainted anyway. The Daleks going to be tainted. Well, they already have been tainted. I mean, no, I don't. I'm being honest. I don't want to see because this isn't Doctor Who. It's not Doctor Who. It's not. And the reason why he's only bringing them back is because he's being made bring them back. He doesn't want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. All of his original creations, they're nothing. And the thing to bring up comparison, you think about, okay, in contrast, Pyramids of Mars, Sutekh. It was in one story in 1975, never came back.
No.
And in the 45 years since then, that's a character that always is on the names of fans who they should bring back because he made such an impression in one story 45 years ago.
I know.
And that's the kind of thing that, that alone contrasted to the kind of blandness that's going on now. And I think that, I guess really the bottom line is that I'm totally proud of the show, being a fan, except for Series 11, which I'm just kind of embarrassed by. And I think the thing that makes me mad, it's not going to make me love the classic series less. It's not going to make me think of any less of Eccleston's portrayal or Capaldi's portrayal or anything like that. It just doesn't take away from that. It just makes me embarrassed for what it is now. And I'm mad at feeling embarrassed about it. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does make perfect sense. What I would say as well is that if there's one good thing about Series 11 is that it's made people that weren't too sure about engaging in watching the classic series, that never even gave it a second thought, that don't like Jodie Whittaker, that have all of a sudden now went. And I've actually noticed, if you look on YouTube, a lot of the YouTube channels, if you see now, and you'll notice they're doing reviews of classic episodes, plus they're doing reviews of the Russell T era and early Moffat era. There's nothing happening on Jodie Whittaker's era because nobody gives a crap anymore. It's the ship has sailed now.
And you know what's interesting is because I actually still buy out of habit more than anything, I still buy the Doctor Who magazine that comes over from England. And I think for the last 4 months, they've used classic doctors and classic villains. I mean, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And I thought that's kind of an indicator. But I heard the bell, but I want to really quickly give a quick recommendation if I could. You know, some of the movie, you know, you were talking a couple weeks ago about movies, and I dropped in that little thing in the chat where I said, oh, I gave a big thumbs up for Outland, and I was so happy to say that you loved that movie. And you'd mentioned another movie. I was kind of trying to take note of the other movies you were just kind of like rattling off, some of which I hadn't seen. And you mentioned The Great Train Robbery, which I actually watched because of that, and that was terrific. I loved that. So that was a great recommendation for you. All the Sean Connery stuff. But my recommendation that for people this week, it's not Doctor Who, but I know that a lot of people who like Who maybe have watched the Cumberbatch Sherlock or are in general Sherlock Holmes fan. I watched a movie I hadn't seen, amazed I hadn't seen it. It was from 1979. It's called Murder by Decree. And Christopher Plummer plays your guy from Sound of Music, plays Sherlock Holmes, and James Mason plays Dr. Watson, and it's basically them hunting Jack the Ripper.
Wow.
I never even heard of that movie before, and that was, I think, honestly, Noel, I'm not just trying to over-exaggerate, I think that's the best Sherlock Holmes movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
So if anybody, and it's totally atmospheric, and Christopher Plummer, he's not like the whole like cold Iceman brainiac Sherlock Holmes. He's very warm and humorous and human, and the relationship with James Mason as Watson is great. It's a very kind of different kind of Holmes, but it's one that you buy into immediately. So I don't know if it's on streaming or DVD or wherever it is, but I would recommend everybody, if you just like the character of Sherlock Holmes and you've never seen it, it's called Murder by Decree, and it's amazing. So that's my recommendation for today.
Brilliant. We'll check that out. We'll actually put that down. We'll actually watch that because we love Sherlock Holmes.
Thank you for your recommending of Great Train Robbery. That was terrific.
No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I haven't watched it in a while now myself, so I'll watch that as well. But I'll watch that every couple of months or so. I'll try watch that movie. I love that movie. I love movies like that. The Untouchables as well is another good movie that I like as well.
But one thing I'll leave you with is I have a question for you, since we're kind of inching up on Christmas. What do Santa's elves listen to as they work?
What? Say that again?
What do Santa's elves listen to while they work?
I don't know.
Rap music.
He's got Christmas cracker porkers. That's all that's happening here.
Oh my God.
Dad jokes.
That is so bad. Well done, man. That's it.
Thanks for laughing, Cheryl.
No. Oh my God. Well done, Gary. Thanks for that, man.
All right, talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, mate. Good luck. Oh my God. Oh, that was brilliant. Right. Okay. Okay, so that was Gary, everybody. There was Gary.
Oh, that disrupted Ted. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Ted. Oh, look at how cute you look getting halfway out of the blanket. You look like one of those. I know who you look like. You look like the Virgin Mary.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my God!
He looks
Hallelujah!
like Babushka.
Great call by Great call by Gary. Well, that was funny at the end. Actually, hold on. So you laughed at his dad joke,
Yeah,
and I made one earlier on, and you said that was stupid. I see how that works now.
What was your dad joke? It wasn't funny.
It was.
What was it?
Can't remember. So
That's
it must
why it
have been.
wasn't funny.
So it must have been that funny actually.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Do.
He does them in the stream the whole time.
Hold your horses. Yeah, that was a great call. 23 Oh, look, it's 23 each.
Oh, do I get to hit you now?
What?
Do I get to hit you now? Remember we did that?
No. Right, we're gonna get on our next call. There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? Do you want to come up, Teddy? No, Ted just looked at me and goes, "I'm very disappointed in you, Daddy."
He was like, I was sleeping under your blankets and you was fine with it. Just shucks.
Right, next caller. Here we go.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you? How's things?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, my phone was being stupid.
I love that. So, what would you like to talk about tonight?
Stop it. Sorry, I'm cat sitting my friend's kitten, and he's just when I get on the phone, he's starting to sharpen his claws on the couch. Sorry. Pretty much a little bit of everything, like movies and the whole situation with I feel like everybody's being attacked lately.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm dealing with a former friend of mine attacking me on Facebook, and then with the person who shall not be named attacking us earlier. And then what they're doing with Doomcock, I'm not happy at all, because he is one of the most awesome men on the face of the planet. So it seems like, what is it a like full moon, or did they all the SJWs get together and say, hey, okay, let's just attack all these people?
I think
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just desperate. To be honest with you, I think what's happening now is there seems to be a bit of a desperation about them in all fandoms. They know this is not going to last too long, because even some of the media now are starting to, change their opinions. So, I mean, it's slowly but surely changing. It's going to be a slow process, unfortunately, but we'll just have to keep going, and hopefully it ends.
Keep plugging.
Sooner rather than later.
I don't understand why people feel they have to keep going after us. Like, case in point, I made the mistake of, and I thought I was being kind, but I had found this really awesome video of these teenagers helping to defend a disabled teenager who was being teased. So they, to help make him feel better, they went and bought him new clothes.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought, well, this would be a really cool video to share. And I put in some people in it. And this Jody lover just started off on me like, why did you put my name with all these non-Jody lovers? And I'm like, the video has nothing to do with Doctor Who. It's just two people being kind to another person. I thought I would share it. And then she goes off saying, well, I don't appreciate my name being put with all these Jody haters. And then she posted something on Twitter, and somebody said, "Oh, well, she's just causing problems. Why don't we just go troll her?"
Yeah,
I'm like, what the heck? Well,
unfortunately, that's what
so
happens on social media now. They just seem to go after anybody that has a different opinion. But any thoughts on the Tolson Cole video that was put up? There's a video I put up on my YouTube channel. They were all sitting around the table having dinner, and some fans have speculated that that means that she's still the Doctor. Have you seen the video? And if you have, what do you think?
yes, I have seen the video, and for all intents and purposes, what I can see is that they're just sitting around having dinner.
Yeah, that's what I said. As I was saying, I don't think anybody should be making assumptions anyway, saying that that this proves that Jodie Whittaker's the Doctor, when it actually just proves that 4 people are sitting down having dinner, as you said yourself.
Right. I mean, it could have been, as a lot of people have been saying in the feed tonight, it could have been filmed 2 years ago, for all we know.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't know.
Come here, T.
So, and yeah, they get together and they have a good time. That's normal for people who are on shows together. I mean, that's no big deal. But I think because the Jodie lovers are, like you said, are so desperate that they're willing to cling to anything and everything they can to prove that she's still there.
Yeah. I mean, again, yeah, I agree. It's just like, it's, and I'd question the time, and it seems to be a bit weird, the timing as well,
Yeah. I mean, it could have been, I mean, for all we know, it could have just been an innocent video.
Yeah, exactly.
Just an innocent video. And poor Tosin, I feel so bad for him. Here he is just posting videos just for the fun of it or whatever, and people just go and just assume stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I feel so bad for this man. Teddy, what's the problem?
Yeah, he's being very grumpy tonight. Hadn't you, little buddy?
I guess so.
Yeah. Say hello to
I
your
guess
audience.
so.
Say hello to your audience, Ted.
Hi, Teddy.
Oh.
Sending you hugs.
Did you see his ears? Call him again. Say hi, Teddy.
Teddy.
Oh.
Hi, Teddy. Hi, Teddy. I guess he likes me.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else? Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Well, as far as movies go, I don't know if anybody has seen a movie called The Seeker.
No, I haven't.
What's it? It sounds familiar.
It is a movie. It's sort of a fantasy type of movie, but it has Christopher Eccleston in it, who plays a bad guy, but he does it very well. But I don't want to give away too much of the plot, because I'm one of those that if I say too much, sometimes I can blab it.
Yeah,
but,
I'm like you. I can't keep my mouth shut when I watch a movie. I always have to give everything away.
Now, especially if I love the movie. But it's called The Seeker, and it's one that, like I said, it's a fantasy kind of sci-fi, not sci-fi, but just really fantasy kind of movie. It's set in England at Christmas time. But if you like anything with Christopher Eccleston in it, I suggest you watch it.
Nice. Yeah,
It will.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Um, a lot of people think, well, he only does bad guy roles, but you know what? He does it so well.
Yeah,
He does it so well.
he does.
He, like Christopher Walken does it well. Christopher Lee did it well. You know, but
Yeah.
they were all wonderful men.
Yeah.
But it's a wonderful adult / children's movie, and I think you would like it, and I hope other people in the chat are willing to give it a try. Yeah. I've been watching some of the old Bond films lately.
Yeah. What's your favorite Bond movie so far?
I've seen them all,
Mm-hmm.
but my favorite one so far is Live and Let Die.
Yeah, I would
I like
agree
that
with
one.
you on that one. Live and Let Die is an absolutely fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Well, I liked Roger Moore as James Bond.
Mm.
He was my Bond when I was born. So, he was Bond when I started watching. So it's like the Doctor.
Mhm.
Tom Baker was my doctor when I started, so he holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
So Roger does also. But I can watch that movie as many times as I like, and I would never get tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Mine's Fingers, Eyes Only.
It is. And another one I like, one of the newer ones, the very first one of Pierce Brosnan's Goldeneye. I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Then they all got cheesy
But
after that.
yeah, I agree. Plus, you know, it has Sean Bean in it.
Good actor.
Sean Bean is brilliant.
Mm.
And I don't know if you all knew this, but Alan Cumming was in that movie, I believe.
Yeah, he played a little nerdy scientist, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
not
just
bad.
hard it's just hard for me to realize, you know, the guy who played Nightcrawler, he played a little snot-nosed Russian scientist.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was one of my favorites. No, he will be one of my favorites. But and there was something else I was going to say, and then I totally forgot. It went out my brain. I hate that.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. Cheryl says, "For Your Eyes Only is my favorite James Bond film. Extra spice." Mikey says, "I'm all about Goldfinger. Love that one." And Paul says, "Roger Moore and a dislike."
Oh.
And then
What? He said he didn't like. That's
yeah,
okay. If he
and then
didn't like Roger Moore, that's all
Paul
right.
again, Goldfinger and You Only Live Twice are his favorites. Yeah, well, everybody has their favorite Bond movie and their least favorite. What's your least favorite?
My least favorite. Oh geez. A tie, actually. My least favorites are Die Another Day and Spectre.
Yeah, Die Another Day is so cheesy. So bad. Yeah. I actually looking at that clock there and I thought I said 10 o'clock and I said, "Jeez, have I been stuck in a time bubble?" Because like I started my stream at 10 and I was looking, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, I don't like that movie. I agree. Jesus, man, even that soundtrack. But I don't know. I think it's one of those movies. It's so shamefully bad. You can't keep your eyes off it.
No, it's just I find it disgraceful that they put Madonna in it. Okay.
Yeah. I think Madonna ruins
And
everything.
they named her character Verity.
Yeah.
How could they use that name? It's like, that's defiling Verity Lambert's name. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm not a fan, I have to say, of Madonna. Madonna is in normally bombs anyway. I think the only decent movie she was in was Evita, wasn't it? What? I
Was what?
don't like baseball. Evita. It's the only movie that matters to me. She's talking about something called A League of Their Own, some stupid baseball movie.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Cheryl, but it wasn't my favorite. Nope.
That's okay. You're
No,
allowed to
I tried, but no.
opinion.
Yeah. From Russia with Love was good. I like that movie actually. Yeah.
I did too. And I just watched a couple days ago. I watched Murder on the Orient Express, the remake with Johnny Depp and them in it.
Right. Is it any good?
Yeah, actually it is. It is. I didn't think I was going to like it, but it was really good.
Right. Yeah, that's there you go. There's something we can watch again, sure. Yeah.
It's an all-star ensemble cast is what it is.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say he does well, but I was very surprised that it was as good as it was.
Well, that's always a good sign, isn't it? Because if you go into a movie with low expectations and it actually exceeds your expectations, then that's even better, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I know you don't like Agatha Christie, but yeah, give the movie a shot.
No, I will.
So
I will. I was only having a little rant. I'm not saying I don't like her. I just find her stories a bit predictable. That's all.
I used to really love Charles Dickens' stories, but I'm not as much as I used to. I don't know why, and I feel like I'm disrespecting him, but
yeah,
time happens. It happens.
Sometimes you watch it. I mean, for example, there was a movie I was surprised with. Because I like the original thing, and then they did a prequel. And I have to say, I was pretty impressed. It looked like the director had done his research, and it actually was enjoyable. I like when you get movies like that where you're not expecting much, and then everything turns out.
Yeah, that's true. Or you expect so much out of a movie, and then you get let down. It's like, oh my God, why did I just waste my money?
Yeah, exactly. That can happen too.
I mean, how many times I've been guilty of buying a movie because everybody goes, oh, this movie was so great, and then you go and buy it and you watch it and go, what the heck?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So.
Well, I went to see Bleeding. What was it? It was the Blair Witch Project 2, the Book of Shadows. I never regretted seeing the movie so much in all my life. It was absolute trash.
The follow-ups usually are.
Yeah.
Follow-ups usually are. But I'm just hoping they don't do a third Blair Witch, because if they do, I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, but hello, my friend's kitten just jumped in my lap because I'm on the phone.
That happens. Ted normally does that with me. He normally jumps up. Oh, there he is now. Hey, Ted.
Oh,
I know.
I don't know, but
go ahead.
They just want all the attention, want all the loving, when you're not paying attention.
That's it. I know. Tell me about it. But he wants attention 24/7, don't you, Teddy? Even when we're in bed, he wants attention. Ridiculous. Go to sleep.
I'm surprised you can't hear him purring.
We can
He's
hear
loud.
something in the background. Yeah, we can hear something in the background. All right. Titanic was born. I fell asleep. Says Paul, Titanic was
What?
Oh no, I can't even with that movie.
Paul says Titanic was born and I fell asleep. Did you wake up for the sinking? Or was it, I know what it was. I know what it was. It was very predictable, wasn't it, Paul? Everybody knew the ending.
Well, all my friends were like, "Oh, I love the first half of Titanic," and I'm the only one that's like, "Ugh, really? I just skipped the first disc and just watched the second when it sinks."
Yeah. The best part. Best part.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Zeus just said, "Okay, I'm done. I got my attention. I'm done." Oh. Yeah, movies are just, I don't know what it is, but I just want movies and books and TV shows to go back to the way it was, although I seriously doubt it ever will.
I agree with you. I agree. But you never know. You never know. It always takes that one movie, that one book, or someone to say something, and it all changes again.
That's true. But I'm hoping that's what's going on with Series 12. You know, they're all tired of it. And they're in the process of finding another doctor right now, I hope.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a better era after they go. We've suffered enough as Doctor Who fans.
True, but anything's got to be better than what season 14 has got, or 13 has got to be better than the crap that we've had so far. So, you know, and hopefully we'll have a showrunner who knows how to do it correctly.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Listen, Amy, thanks for your call. Would you like me to put you down for Friday?
Yes, please.
No problem. Okay, thanks for calling in, and we will talk to you on Friday. That was a great call. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Thanks, Amy. Bye. And that was Amy, everybody. So yeah, this is Right. Now I've already got my next caller lined up. Hello, Paul. Oh, he said he'd come on and then. Must have got me wires crossed there. All right. Okay. Here we go. Did I ring someone else by accident? No, I didn't. Okay. I did ring the right number. There must have been a mix up there. Okay. Hello, Paul.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry about that.
No, you're all right, man. You're all right. We must have got your wires crossed somewhere there. So, is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about tonight?
I don't know. Well, it was
let me get the first thing right out of the way. I don't know. I really don't know why everyone wants to make such a huge big noise about a one minute video of footage of coworkers having some dinner and just enjoying each other's company after work. That's nothing. No news. It's just that. It's no news. Nothing happened. It's like all of these people 8-9 months ago making 8-minute videos of 6 seconds of Game of Thrones footage. I mean, come on, like what the hell kind of bizarro world are these morons living in?
Yeah.
I mean, like, the fuck out of here with that already. Forget about it already. But listen, you were talking about movies. So just off the top of my head, did you ever see the movie Fear?
I think I have seen that movie, Fear. If I remember the VHS box, if I remember correctly, it had the cover had eyes.
No, not Fear. Sphere.
Sphere.
S-
Oh, with
right.
with
Sphere.
Bladen. What's her face? What's that actress's name?
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone and Dustin Hoffman and
Samuel Jackson.
yeah, that's
Dustin
it.
Hoffman.
I actually think that's a great
Yes,
movie.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that movie.
yeah. Very good movie. And that ending was very surprising. I did not see that ending coming.
No, actually, that ending was it was actually nobody seeing that ending coming. They don't make movies like, well, they do. There is some creeping through, but they don't make movies, intelligent sci-fi movies that much. You might get one or two that'll pop through. Obviously, in recent years, we've had Interstellar and Arrival, but there seems to be more of a aim towards these kind of low budget kind of, as I would call them, sci-fi. You know, there's not much thought put into them. They just have, like, you know, it's just all about the shooting. Example, the trilogy of Star Wars is a perfect example. No story. They just wanted to impress people with their lightsabers and their action scenes, right? But if you actually break it all down, you've got nothing but a pile of shit. Oh, I broke me on. I broke me on, bro. I said shit. Oh, I said it again. Oh, shit. Oh. But no, seriously, Star Wars is a perfect example. Look what they've done to that franchise. They just, if that was intelligently written, Disney Star Wars wouldn't be in the position that it's in right now.
Yeah, but see, you know what? See, here's the thing, right? Sci-fi in general has been completely dumbed down.
Yeah.
Everything now is all for the masses, i.e., people who are not traditionally consumers of sci-fi content.
Yeah.
So you have to basically make it less science, more fantasy,
yeah,
and make it simple and palatable for the masses, because the masses generally don't like hardcore science fiction. Then the next thing is everything now. If you look at all media, television and movies, everything now is just jump cuts, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. You never see a frame held on screen for more than 10 seconds. And if there's any kind of action, you're lucky sometimes to see more than 2 actual seconds of an actual set frame.
Yeah.
Even drama movies and drama TV, they will rarely hold a frame for more than 5 seconds. I mean, you can literally sit there and count it. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the director Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Spike's work. I like some I don't. To me, he's hit or miss. But he did make an absolutely excellent point. He said that at some point, directors got away from holding frames, from letting actors be actors. You set the frame and you let them do their job. Everything now is just jump cut, and that has contributed to the short attention spans that everyone has.
No, I agree with that. I mean, even if you look at Stanley Kubrick as well, I mean, his attention to detail as well. You don't have, this is the problem. You don't have producers, you don't have directors like that anymore. Because, and even the old directors that come back then, they're coming back, they're trying to relive past glories, and it doesn't work because they're hiring these producers, they're hiring these writers, so their legacies are being destroyed. There is no, I'm being honest, I don't actually think there is much talent out there anymore. I really don't.
You're right.
I think the talent pool is pretty, we're scraping the barrel right now.
You know what? You're right, totally. Because you talked about Stanley Kubrick. Look at every scene in 2001. Every single scene. You will not see under maybe 10 seconds of individual frames held. You know, like really go back and watch that. You know, and I think it was Neil maybe was talking about classic Who. All right. I understand that a lot of people 40 and under, I would even say 35 and under, they didn't grow up with that style of television and movies because on my side of the pond and on your side of the pond, it was the same thing. That was television and movies. Long frames. It was about the acting. It was about the stories. It was about the directing. Everything wasn't, there were no jump cuts.
Exactly.
Nothing was flash bang. Even silly sci-fi, even sequences, it was still about holding frames. You had to have an attention span.
Yeah.
So without getting too far off topic, when you look at classic Who, frames are held long. Yes, they had low budgets, so the what people now would call cheesy sci-fi, that was the level of sci-fi of special effects technology at that time.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem cheesy to us. We understood what it was, that this was a television show working under the constraints of a low budget. But it was so well woven into good stories because the writers were not lazy. And even whenever it would get to a point that writers were getting lazy, whatever crutch that they were using, whatever MacGuffin device that they were using, the producer would take that MacGuffin device away and say, no, stop being lazy, be creative.
Yeah.
You don't see that. Everything now is CGI, green screen, flashbang, explosions every 5 seconds. It's like Hollywood and the BBC they've gone full Michael Bay. Put an explosion every 5 seconds. Have a beautiful babe